People function better when they're high.
All right, what is up, everyone? Today we have Sara Levine, or is it Levine?
Levine, you got it.
Okay, co-host of Not Another True Crime podcast and the Am I the Asshole podcast. Is that correct?
Yeah, nailed it.
So, do you what do you think about Adam Levine?
It's so funny because like I used to say, like Levine, like Adam Levine, and now I'm like, we don't claim him.
Don't claim him.
No.
Oh my gosh, that was such a nice like Salt Lake City reference. Do you watch?
Oh my God, I didn't watch it because I'm like really saving it for a time that I can just like sit down, no distractions.
It's really good. It used to be my favorite franchise. It was a little rocky with season 2 because of some issues, but it might still be like already after episode 1.
I think it's top for me, but I will say Beverly Hills this season, I'm finding a lot of people are saying it's not good. I'm like, I don't know. What more could you want? Like everybody's fighting and Erica's being sued. Like, I don't, how much better does it get?
Yeah, I just don't like that franchise as a whole. I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't think I could ever picture myself being at a table with those women and them talking like that and me not like just Teresa Giudice saying it and being like, what the hell?
I know. I feel like I would just be friends with Garcelle and just like talk shit in the corner.
Well, thank you so much for being here. So I follow you on Not Another True Crime podcast, your Instagram, and then it turns out you also run the Am I the Asshole podcast, which I follow Am I the Asshole on Twitter. I don't know if you're the same, but that whole thing is like, I am obsessed with.
Yes. They're not us, but I mean, it's the same idea for the podcast. Like we talk about those like crazy situations that you see them post and we just go off about it.
Oh my gosh, I love it. There was one about like some guy, he was like, he said he was a bigger guy who was trained in opera and he was visiting his friend or something, and the neighbor was making a ton of noise or something in the morning, and so she like came over to complain and to him for some reason, and so he just sang in a loud voice like, "Be gone, you woman!" Like,
oh my God.
I'm just imagining, like, I read it, but I'm imagining it was like very loud, and I guess she got scared and just ran over.
That is amazing. I haven't read that one.
There was another one that sticks out to me because it reminds me of like the Bravo community and Bravo fandom. And it was this girl who whose parents met in a Harry Potter fan club, like online group or whatever.
Oh boy.
Back in the day, obviously like at least 20 years ago because they were in college. And they, I guess because of their fandom of Harry Potter, every Christmas they make the whole family watch all the Harry Potter movies, and like it's like a tradition, and they even name their kids after Harry Potter characters. And so this person writing in has a Harry Potter character name and said,
I mean, which one is it? Like if it's Ron, that's, that's fine, but
I don't know, but it was,
she
didn't say in the post, but she said that, she was like fed up with being forced to watch, but like
this I remember this one. Like they had to watch it like constantly. Like they were watching this movie and it's like enough.
Yeah, I guess they said like no cell phones or whatever. So then she wanted to knit. It's like, they're like, no, you can't knit.
Like we're taping your eyes open. You have to watch Goblet of Fire. My God.
Well, I guess she just snapped and yelled like, no one cares that you were a big name in the Harry Potter online group back in the day, and like stormed out and left and went to their friends. And I thought that was just so hilarious.
Yeah. That is so funny. I feel like, the more you read that subreddit, you're like, certain people just shouldn't have kids.
Well, I'm just imagining like, because there's straight men that are starting to come out of the straight closet in the Bravo community, which I think is like so fascinating.
Wait, what do you mean?
So, okay, it all started, I think, with Ryan Bailey. I started my podcast, and I'm like, I want to get to know other content creators, other podcast hosts and things like that. So I've been reaching out and, checking everyone out. And I came across Ryan Bailey, and he said that he was married once to a woman. And I was like, what? And it just it says more about me, obviously, than him. But I was like blown away by the concept of a straight man watching Bravo.
Oh, yes. Okay. I get that. It's not expected.
Yeah. So then I met another one, Rex Weed. So I had Rex Weed on, I had Ryan Bailey on, and then I had Brav Bros, who have just, their podcast has blown up in the last 3 months. Do you know them?
No, but that's a great name.
It is, right? I was like, brah. And I was like, are these people straight? So then I looked, and sure enough, they seem straight. So I'm like, and then I just invited them on, and they were like, we're trying to break the stigma of straight guys watching Bravo.
Thank goodness. Because I'm like, this is like my sports. Like I need something I can, I need something I can connect with the straight men on. I try to get my boyfriend into Bravo. He doesn't, I don't know, he says he doesn't really like it, but then I'll be watching, and Beverly Hills I thought was a pretty good starter, because I was like, okay, so she used to be married to Will Smith, and then she also dated Will Smith. She's being sued because her husband was the lawyer that they based Aaron Brockovich off of. So I had all these connections that I was able to kind of get him on board with, and I feel like he seemed into it.
My husband is slowly getting on board. He's like, I think it is a lot to go right into the Housewives, so I try to warm him up with Below Deck. I feel like
that's true. I got him into Summer House for a bit too.
Oh yeah, Summer House is a good one, because it's just hot people.
Yeah, just fighting in the head. You're like, sure.
Yeah, yeah, they're always in their underwear. So,
yeah.
Which, by the way, do you think that's normal? Because I don't live in a house where we walk around in thongs, and I just I don't know if that's normal for other people.
I mean, I do that when I'm by myself at home.
Yeah, by myself, I would do that. But I guess, I don't know. Do other people do this around their friends? I just don't.
I feel like.
Are they told?
I would walk around in a bra and underwear with my friends, but maybe not a thong.
Okay. Fair enough. So tell me more about you. I want to know, how did you wind up becoming a podcast host? What's your background? Where do you live? All that stuff. You don't have to give me your address, but
yeah. So I live in New York City, and I don't know. I honestly got the idea for this true crime podcast in 2018. I was working at Betches Media at the time, full time. And they didn't have a true crime podcast, and I just thought it would be interesting because I think a lot of the audience is crosses over.
Yes.
So I just kind of pitched the idea, and it would be, just one topic per episode, not serial or something like that.
Yeah.
And I've just been kind of doing it ever since then, and I've been doing it with my good friend Danny Murphy for a couple of years now, and we also love Bravo too. So I love when there's a crossover of Jen Shah and Erica. I love that stuff.
Yes, and that's what attracted me to your account, because I love true crime. Before I came out of the closet as a Bravo lover, I was diehard an ID addict. I watched the ID channel, Investigation Discovery, to the point where I knew all the stories, and some of the same stories are being used in different show formats, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so
interesting. I didn't know they would do that.
Oh yeah, they do that.
That's crazy, because there's no shortage of stories that need to be told. They could definitely find some other people. That's for me, I was talking to Natalie Pouchet about this yesterday, but for me, true crime, I want to know the mind of someone who is mentally ill enough to do a crime like that, so that I know what to be aware of
if I come across anyone who's like that, I could be like, oh my God, they might be psycho. But also like Forensic Files, that's what really kicked it off for me in college. Like in the early 2000s, I was like, okay, if somebody ever tries to kill me, always use your fingernails to get the DNA.
Yes.
Grab
Except
hair.
I like to cut my nails short, so that's not a good. I should probably fix that.
Yeah, you always got to have like a tiny bit of a lip.
Yes, I gotta change that about myself.
Yeah, because you gotta leave evidence for the forensics.
No, that's true. I feel like people messaged us on the true crime Instagram and somebody said something like they would just leave a hair in an Uber, like just in case. I'm like, that is intense.
Wow, that's not a bad idea.
But also I don't know if that's necessary, because like if you get in an Uber, like the app knows you're there. But maybe if you get into like a weird ghost cab, I think that's a good idea. I don't know.
Wait, what's a ghost cab? Like a regular cab?
No, it's like they're like unauthorized cabs.
Oh, like the ones in front of the airport.
Yeah, where they're like, you need a ride. Station. And then the signs are like, don't go in that guy's car.
Exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, well, there's sometimes where like, there's all these intricacies. So like with Jen Shaw in Salt Lake City, there was this big thing about her Uber driver, and like someone got a hold of the Uber driver.
I did not really get that subplot. Like it was weird. I'm like, okay, so I guess she cheated on her husband, but like he's the sweetest man ever. First of all, why is he still standing by her side? Like but he seems like the most loyal ride or die. I do not understand.
I love
He's too pure.
Coach Shaw. Oh my gosh. So, well, since we love true crime and we love Bravo, what do you think about the comparison between like Coach Shaw and Erica being like the complicit spouse?
Interesting.
Is it the same? Because they're not being treated the same, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. And I feel like it would be easy to kind of like cry sexism. And I'm sure some people are. And maybe that plays into it. I think number one, like Coach Shaw is really a background character. Like we don't hear from him very much. And I also feel like Erica benefited like much more directly, at least from what we know, that like, even though she didn't know about it, and I guess that's the part that's been vindicated by the courts, or like she wasn't involved in the scheme, which I don't think anybody ever really thought, to be honest. We were just like, no, you probably just didn't ask any questions as long as like the money was coming into your bank account. You know, like as far as we know, Jen Shaw wasn't funneling money into like Coach Shaw's like company or whatever.
I'm picturing like some weird football collectibles.
Exactly.
What would he do with that? Like we know what Jen Shaw did with the money. We saw her closet.
Yeah. My God. Insane.
But her glam is always really good.
It is good. And that was another thing about Erica. Like she would spend so much money. Like, how are you spending 20 grand a month on glam? Glam Squad is like $185 a pop. Like, I do not get what's going on here.
Yeah, I do my own glam, and I have long hair because I don't want to spend money on cutting my hair. It's so wild. I don't know. And then we've never seen. Wait, did Teresa Giudice plead guilty?
I think she did because they were able to sort of like stagger their jail sentences so that like somebody could watch the kids.
She like took a plea. So I guess we have seen somebody take a plea before, but I don't know. It just feels so much different this time around with Jen Shaw and Erica. Like Teresa's crime was like tax evasion or something, right?
Right. I feel like every celebrity at some point pretty much like gets accused of tax evasion, which is like, you guys have so much money, like just pay an accountant. It can't be that hard.
Yeah. Or like Robin, she just like didn't file her taxes or something.
My God. I'm like, Robin. Exactly. But like Jen Shaw like literally orchestrated an entire like Ponzi scheme basically.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a lot.
And it wasn't just like, oh, maybe these people won't notice this like 5 cents here and there. It was like, no, let's target the old people who don't know any better and they can't figure out how to get out of this. So
I know that was like depraved.
Yeah. It's not good. And then with Erica, it's like, I Actually, did you watch the Hulu special, The Housewife and the Hustler?
I did.
So have you watched Beverly Hills from the very beginning, like all of it?
Actually, no, I only started like last season and I was like, I don't think I missed anything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Same. Well, like I started with Denise Richards last season and I was just so confused. I'm like, I don't understand this show.
Yeah, I tried to start there and I was like, no, I'm not into this. And then I just skipped ahead.
Yeah. And so like, I didn't even have interest in anything. I still was like, who's Erica Jane? Even though I've seen the show. And until that Hulu documentary, and I was like floored, obviously, like to see that. And I'm like, holy shit, she's like filming. I think they just finished filming and then the documentary came out. I was like, she's going to be on the show. So we get to see like her, how she is before this comes out. And then we get to see her reaction after. Like, I hope, and I was like I was like, let's just give her the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
Like, let's just say,
Yeah.
Because if that was me and I was truly innocent, I would be mortified. I would be apologizing. I would be giving all the money back that I could, or be like, what happened? Let me fix this. How do we do it?
Right.
So that's what I was like, let me see her do that. And then it'll like go away. This ugliness, this unsavory thing that's hanging over this franchise. But then instead she like just fucking doubled down and tripled down, and oh my god, it's insane.
Completely. Yeah, like I don't know, like I could understand like not wanting to apologize because that implies guilt. Like that's a huge thing that lawyers always say. I get that. I think you could say that honestly and just say like, I can't like comment so as whatever. Because it's so normal to like not talk about ongoing legal cases. But then like, I don't know who the fuck told her this season that her strategy should be like, well, we don't even know if there were victims. And it's like, Erica, what? Like, you think these burn victims just made it up? Like, it's very easy to see if the money ever got to them.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy. So that's your strategy?
Yeah. Or another strategy, if she's like, you know what, I'm innocent, but I'm acknowledging that these people have been hurt. And I'm not saying that it was from me, but I have empathy and let me do something. Like even Diana wrote a check or like made a fake fund or whatever she did. Like she did something, but like Erica could use her fame and her, like pop stardom or whatever, throw a concert, do a benefit.
That's true. Or even like she could set up a GoFundMe for them. I don't know.
Exactly. Like just do something, anything. Yeah. And it's like she refuses for some reason that's making it just so vile to watch, I guess.
It's vile. I mean, even if she doesn't do anything, because I understand like waiting until the lawsuit plays out and everything, but she's just like, well, I don't give a fuck about anyone but me. And you're like, that's what you're gonna say publicly? Like that's your strategy? Like it's crazy to watch. Like you really care more about a pair of earrings than you care about like these people who like lost their loved ones in a plane crash. It's just like, I mean, it's just like so morally corrupt. Like it's really depraved. I don't know.
Morally corrupt.
Which is that's Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that is Beverly Hills.
That is like my favorite phrase.
It's so funny how like I didn't watch the early seasons, but I know Faye Resnick. I know that Lisa Rinna smashed a glass and tried to choke Kim Richards.
Yeah, I know that because they I feel like I've seen that clip, but they also did they like kind of flashed back to it the other night.
Oh yeah, they always
crazy. That's why I do need to like rewatch or start it from the beginning, like once I'm caught up.
Yeah, that's like on my bucket list.
Yeah,
to start all shows from the beginning. I also need to watch Atlanta from the beginning and Married to Medicine. Do you watch that one?
I don't do Married to Medicine. I started Atlanta from the beginning, and to see those outfits from like 2008, it is wild. It's so weird. So yeah, that's a good one.
So are you going to BravoCon?
I don't have like tickets or plans right now, but I could always be persuaded.
Oh, interesting.
Are you going?
After this, I am going. I am going all 3 days, and I'm hosting a live show the night before in New York City, which I was going to extend an invitation to you.
Yeah.
To join, which
Love
we
to
could
go.
talk about after.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited. It's at a cabaret speakeasy.
Oh my God. Amazing. Will
It's
Luann be there?
I'm trying.
Yes.
I even got a Giovanni dress.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe that whole like subplot of Real Housewives of New York, because like when I was in high school, Giovanni was like a prom dressmaker, but it was like all the dresses were like too expensive and like slutty, so my mom wouldn't let us get one. So now I'm like, this guy is the guy that they're obsessed with. Like I didn't even know he made dresses for adults.
That's so funny. I didn't know Giovanni till the show, and when I was looking for, I was like, could I get a Giovanni? And like the first one I saw was over $1,000, and I was like, I don't want a Giovanni that bad.
No.
And then I looked for used Giovannis, and I was like, oh my God, girls are wearing these to prom.
Yeah.
I was like, but then I found one for like $100. It was used for some girl's prom. She was like definitely like in 11th or 12th grade and wearing this dress that I was like, I don't know if I would let my child wear this dress, but it fits like a glove. And
that's amazing.
To be.
That is amazing. Yeah, my mom did not let me even like entertain that idea when I was looking for prom dresses.
Are you from New York?
Yes, I'm from Long Island.
Oh, where in Long Island?
It's called Great Neck.
That's where my brother lives.
Really? Oh my gosh. Love it.
That's funny. Oh, so you're a New Yorker. Is New York your favorite franchise of the Housewives?
No, I think my favorite is Potomac.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's too good.
I made some novelty merch.
Oh my God.
I have a I Want Ray to Live notebook, a mug, and a t-shirt.
That is iconic. Oh my God. You should like send one to Giselle. I feel like she'd wear it.
Maybe I should, or maybe I'll bring one to her at BravoCon.
Yeah, I feel like she'd love that because she's like so petty. She had that shirt that said like "Free Uncle Ben" or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. She's so goofy. I love her. I love her and Karen Huger, like their banter back and forth.
It is very good. I love it.
So, what do you have coming up with Not Another True Crime podcast and the Am I the Asshole podcast?
Well, Am I the Asshole? This will be irrelevant, but we are doing a live show tonight, so that will be super fun.
Oh, you are? Like,
yeah.
Where?
In Queens. It's a venue called QED.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
so what do you do in a live show? I'm having my first live show. I don't even know. Like,
yeah, it's fun. We've done one before, so like we're gonna do like my host and I are both like comedians, so we're gonna do some stand up. We're gonna play some games and read some Reddit situations, like maybe that Harry Potter one.
Oh
and
my
just
God,
kind of like discuss
it.
And yeah, it'll be a good time.
Are you gonna stream it?
I don't think that we are, but we might. We will definitely record it and like release it as an episode.
Very cool. Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, congratulations on everything. I just want to have you on to get to know you and help promote your podcast and your Instagram. I think you're amazing, and obviously everyone should go follow you. I feel like they already are.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's so fun. I love just like connecting with people, and I could talk about Bravo for hours.
Yeah, same. All right.